BodyBags, where horror lies.
Welcome back to BodyBags. This is week number 379. This is going to be a random review week, and this week I picked House of the Dead. Now, House of the Dead is a 1963 film which runs approximately 63 minutes. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? A lot of 63s there. Yeah. Now, this is directed by Maury Dexter. Unfortunately, he passed away on May 28th, 2017, at the age of 89. He was responsible for Hell's Bells, Surf Party, and Air Patrol. Now this stars Ron Foster as Scott Campbell. He passed away on February 26, 2015, at the age of 85. He was in Legal Eagles, The Money Pit, and a favorite of mine, Ninja 3, The Domination. I love that movie. It also stars Mary Anders as Nancy Campbell. She passed away on October 28th, 2017, at the age of 78. She was in Airport, Tickle Me with Elvis Presley, and Police Nurse. And finally, Richard Kiel as the Giant. Now, he should sound very familiar. What he's probably most noted for is playing Jaws in the James Bond films. Unfortunately, he passed away on September 10th, 2014, at the age of 74. He was in, of course, Moonraker, The Spy Who Loved Me, and Silver Streak. I love Silver Streak. That's one of Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor's best, in my opinion. Now, this has a fairly simple story for the runtime. You have Scott Campbell and Nancy Campbell, husband and wife, who had just been offered a job to go and survey a castle. Now, this castle was run by a mad woman who apparently did crazy things, and she is now in an institution. So I guess they feel kind of safe knowing that she's not going to be around. So Scott and Nancy go up to this castle where they are actually going to stay while they're doing their surveying. Now, another couple is going to come up as well. The other couple is the guy who offered them the job and his significant other. As they're staying in this house and starting to measure the rooms and everything, I'm not really sure why they're doing it. Maybe it's for an appraisal. Maybe it's to tear it down. They don't really get into specifics too much. But I do know that the person who owned the house, like I said, is in a madhouse or an asylum. So as they're doing these measurements, the things start happening around the house, strange things, and they kind of think that there's something going on. Now, whether it's ghosts or whether someone is squatting in the house, you're not really sure. But it's done in a very tense and atmospheric fashion. Some of the people in the house start disappearing, and it comes to a very, I don't want to say dark conclusion, I will say a interesting conclusion, in my opinion. I actually like this movie, but I think it's very, very misleading. It says 13 keys to unleash the living dead. Now, that doesn't, okay, there is 13 keys, and I'll explain that real quick. The guy who is doing, I guess, the financial stuff for this crazy person actually has the keys, and he gives them to the couple in order to go up and do the survey. And there's one key that's missing, and it's the 13th key. and it's a door that they can't open, and they're not sure what's behind it. As they're going along, the keys start mysteriously disappearing, and you get your mystery that way. But as I was saying before, 13 Keys to Unleash the Living Dead. This doesn't have, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but I don't want anybody to be kind of duped the way I was. This doesn't have anything to do with zombies. It doesn't have anything to do with, I guess, the way zombies were before the whole George Romero Night of the Living Dead, because they were kind of, zombies were more or less like a sort of like a voodoo sort of thing in some cases. But of course, George A. Romero changed the way zombies are looked at forever. But yeah, I don't want anyone to be duped. This kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. I think they made a mistake by putting that tagline on there because it doesn't have anything to do with zombies. So I'll just get that out of the way. But I thought that the conclusion of the film was interesting enough to keep my attention. It's not a masterpiece, but it is a fun watch. It's definitely a fun watch. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I was fairly pleased. Overall, the acting was pretty good. The castle is just gorgeous. I mean, the castle acts like a character all in itself. And that's one of the things I like about older type movies that have these beautiful set pieces. So, but yeah, definitely check this one out. It's definitely worth a watch. Just know what you're getting yourself into before you watch it. So, and if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.